Good morning, my name is Shelby. I am the owner of Simple and Beautiful Life. This is the Simple and Beautiful Life kitchen, and today, as I get everything set up to make some bath bombs, we are gonna go over the top 10, or at least my top 10 tips and tricks for you to be able to reach bath bomb success. Let's get started. One thing that I had to learn a little bit the hard way, and kind of a more is not always better sort of thing, was Epsom salt. Be careful with your Epsom salt. Although it's gorgeous, you can color it any color you want to. If you leave it how it is, it looks like sprinkles and snow, and it's just great. However, as we've probably all learned the hard way by eating something salty, salt draws in moisture. If you put too much into your bath bombs, they're gonna draw in moisture. And as you've probably learned from failed attempts at bath bombs and moisture, it's not good. You're gonna have an exploding bath bomb if you add too much of a product that will draw in moisture. So just be careful, start off small and increase it as you go if you can. My next tip is to always weigh out your ingredients. Whether you're making a bath bomb, soap, anything. It's very easy to overfill a cup, underfill a cup. A cup is kind of up to the discernment of whoever is filling it up. So whenever you're making bath bombs, soap, anything that needs a measurement, weigh it. A little additional tip, don't measure in ounces, measure in grams. If you put 1 gram extra of some sort of ingredient, that amount is so small, it's really not going to affect the outcome of whatever you're making. Is it harder to find a recipe that's measured in grams? Yes. Is it worth it? Also yes. Tip number 3, when you're packing your molds, you're gonna want to fill it about halfway, pack it in, and then take the loose, dry ingredients, fill it up, overfill it, and then start with the next side. Fill it in, pack it up, press it hard against the edges. That way you end up with a more smooth looking bath bomb. Overfill it and then press it together. Which brings me to tip number 4, which would be, instead of twisting, you don't want to twist them together and you also don't want to twist them apart. If you've ever seen any of my videos where I have it on what I call hyperspeed and I'm making my bath bombs, you'll see me doing this a lot. And even though I probably look crazy, it works. So don't twist them, tap them. Tap, 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 tap. And what I'm doing when I'm shaking it next to my ear is I'm listening. You should hear your bath bomb moving around a little bit. And that's when you know it's time to go in the fridge or wherever you keep it after you make it. Tip number 5, once I've unmolded my bath bomb, I take this and I put it in the fridge for approximately 10 to 15 minutes just to let that coconut oil solidify just a little bit more, and then I'll take it out and I put it back in the fridge. Keeping your bath bomb in the bottom half of the mold will help prevent cracking. The reason you won't want to keep it in the entire mold is because once it solidifies in here, once it gets harder in here, it's really hard to get it out. In this case, the struggle is real and you might end up breaking your bath bomb in half trying desperately to get it loose. If you only have the bottom half, you can manipulate it a little bit and get it out. This is something that I really can't harp on enough. Once your bath bomb is out of the mold, put it into something comfortable. I know it sounds weird, but that's what your bath bomb likes. And it's also what your customers were like. There's a kind of a lot of judgment behind bath bombs. So if you have a bath bomb that's supposed to be round, but it's flat on one side, your customers will know that you kind of messed it up. And unfortunately, this is how it is, but they will think that maybe you don't know what you're doing yet, if it's not perfectly round or at least very close to perfectly round. So what I use, I just have this bubble wrap. I take my bubble wrap and I set it into the fridge, and then I take these little cylinder, circular, I think they're supposed to be for chocolate bubbles, chocolate circles, I don't know. And then I put these on the bubble wrap. This encourages the bath bomb to stay in a circle. The next tip is to mix a lot. Some people prefer to mix with their stand mixer so that it can just go as they're working and adding ingredients. I'm a little bit old school. I just like to whisk it, and you whisk it, and you whisk it, and you whisk it until your forearms are about to break off. You really can't over mix your bath bombs, but you can absolutely under mix them, which leads me right into my next tip, which is get everything prepared, set out, measured, distributed. These next bath bombs that I will be making are going to have multiple different colors, multiple different layers. So there's more going into them that needs to be planned for. They're more time intensive. So make sure you have everything ready to go before you add 1 ounce of liquid to your bath bombs. The second you add liquid to your bath bombs, timer is starting. This next tip might not be for everyone, but if you are making your bath bombs to sell, buy extra molds, because like I said, you have a time limit. So if this bath bomb, which is sitting in the bottom of its mold for 10 to 15 minutes, so that the chances of it cracking are less, you have half of a bath bomb that's taken out of the equation of making your bath bombs. Eventually, all of your bath bomb molds are going to be used up for the 10 to 15 minute waiting period that the bomb needs to be sitting here. You cannot take 10 to 15 minutes to wait for these bath bombs to be ready before you can make the rest of your bath bombs. So if you're making a larger portion, if you're making enough to have an inventory of them, buy extra bath bombs. You're gonna need them. My last and final number 10 tip is, as you know if you've watched my other video, inspirational. Don't give up when you're trying to make your bath bombs. They can be hard, they can be challenging, they can be excruciatingly frustrating. There's a million different things to go wrong, even though the ingredients are so simple. Why, I don't know. It's very frustrating, and I feel your pain completely. However, don't quit. It's gonna be annoying, and if you're making these to sell, it's gonna break your heart when you put money into a batch of something that eventually ends up just as a really ugly, crumbly bath bomb that sits next to your sink, because I don't want to throw it away, but like, what am I supposed to do with this? I promise you, I've been there. I have had bath bombs that just, watch my epic fail videos with bath bombs. I promise you, you can see it on my face. The heart just breaking because I'm putting all my effort into this, putting time into this, putting money into this, and it's not working. Don't quit. It will work eventually. if you don't quit, eventually you will get it right. And all the time you put into these things will pay off. It won't pay off if you quit. And that about wraps it up for me. If you haven't yet, go back and watch my first tips and tricks video. It has even more tips and tricks because there's a lot of tips and tricks when it comes to making a bath bomb. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. That really, really helps my channel grow. I am at the beginning stages of growing this channel, and the more people that subscribe, the more it helps me grow and share this information with other creators like you and like me. So please like and subscribe and hit that little bell icon, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!